In the next 10 minutes, you will learn how to make people fear losing you. Not because you threaten them, and not because you demand it, because you will become the rare person they simply cannot replace. You have felt it before. The hollow ache when someone leaves, or when a promotion slides away, or when a friendship quietly fades. You know the humiliation of being one option among many. That feeling tells you something crucial. You are currently replaceable. And replaceability destroys power, influence, and respect. Listen carefully. What I will show you is not about cruelty. It is about strategy, emotional intelligence, and disciplined transformation. It is how you stop being ordinary and start being indispensable. Rule 1. Cultivate scarcity. If everything about you is available, nothing about you is valuable. Scarcity is not about playing games. It is about conserving your presence and making interactions count. In business, the person who answers every call loses negotiating power. In dating, the person who is always there, always available, becomes predictable and taken for granted. In friendship, the one who immediately forgives every slight is seen as optional. How to act. Be selective with your time, accept fewer invitations, make certain conversations meaningful instead of frequent. The effect will be subtle at first. People will notice the moments you do choose to appear, and those moments will carry weight. Rule 2. Master the art of emotional calibration. You must be able to read the room and respond with precision. Emotional intelligence is not softness. It is the ability to regulate your expression so others feel seen, yet remain dependent on your composure. Consider a leader in a tense meeting who stays calm, offers a clear plan, and never flinches. That leader becomes the anchor. People cling to anchors when storms arrive. How to act. Train yourself to observe micro-reactions, a twitch, a breath, a downward glance. Answer questions with steady tone. When someone seeks validation, give it when it amplifies their loyalty. Withhold it when it would diminish your authority. Your emotional economy should be balanced to increase perceived value. Rule 3. Build competence that looks effortless. People fear losing those who make difficult tasks look natural. In dating, it is the partner who manages crises with calm. In business, it is the colleague who solves problems before anyone even knows there was a problem. Competence breeds reliability, and reliability breeds dependency. How to act. Practice deliberately. Identify 2 skills that matter most in your circle: negotiation, strategic planning, emotional mediation, and become outstanding at them. Hide the hours you spent learning. Let the result appear effortless. When others believe your competence is innate, they will attribute to you a power they cannot replicate. Rule 4. Create emotional contrasts. People cannot value warmth unless they also know your standards. Warmth without boundaries becomes expected. Coldness without warmth becomes unbearable. The rare person combines both, alternating closeness with measured distance so their presence becomes prized. How to act. Be present with intensity. When you invest attention, make it full. Then withdraw with dignity. In friendships, lavish support during your time together. Then return to your life. In romance, allow intimacy to build, then maintain an independent world others cannot access. Contrast makes you memorable. Memorability moves people to protect you. Rule 5. Cultivate symbolic dominance. Dominance is not shouting and intimidation. It is subtle signals that communicate status. The way you dress, your posture, your punctuality, your environment. These are symbols that tell others how to judge you. A founder who walks into a room with clear posture and decisive steps commands attention before a sentence is spoken. A friend who maintains an uncompromised standard of taste is often consulted on choices that matter. How to act. Adopt small rituals that elevate your presence. Impeccable punctuality, a concise vocabulary for tough decisions, a signature element in your appearance. Let your environment reinforce your status. Clean spaces, orderly workflows, visible markers of competence. Symbols are shorthand for value. Make sure yours say you are worth preserving. Rule 6. Become a storyteller of value. People attach to narratives. If your story is of growth, reliability, and unique contribution, others will invest in you emotionally and practically. In business, the employee who frames themselves as the solution to future problems is promoted. In relationships, the partner who embodies a narrative of stability and excitement becomes life partner material. How to act. Tell your story deliberately. Share your failures as lessons, not excuses. Highlight the unique experiences that shaped your perspective. Position your goals as part of a larger mission that others want to be connected to. When people believe in your story, they assign you long-term value. Rule 7. Enforce your non-negotiables discreetly. People need boundaries to respect you. Clear non-negotiables are like beams in a building. They hold you upright. But enforcement must be calm and predictable. If you react explosively, you lose credibility. If you never enforce them, you lose power. How to act. Decide 3 non-negotiables in each domain: work, love, friendship. Communicate them once, clearly. When crossed, respond with a composed action. Time away from a relationship, reallocation of responsibilities, or a reassessment of trust. Your consistency will teach others the cost of losing you. Now, some concrete examples to anchor this. Business. A mid-level manager stopped attending every meeting and began sending concise, prioritized agendas instead. Within months, executives sought him out for decision-making because his time became a scarce and efficient asset. Dating. A person who used to text back immediately started writing thoughtful messages in the evening after their own activities. Their partner began to value the attention more, and the relationship deepened. Friendship. A woman who ended her habit of rescuing friends from every consequence allowed friends to face responsibility. Over time, they turned to her for guidance because her advice had consequence and clarity. These strategies will feel uncomfortable at first. You will be tempted to revert to old habits because being available was easy and being overlooked was safer than confrontation. That's the test. Transformation requires disciplined discomfort. You must choose whether you will remain one of many or become the one they fear losing. A shift in identity is required. Stop thinking like a participant and start thinking like an asset. Assets are maintained, cherished, and protected. Participants are replaced. Ask yourself daily, what would an indispensable version of me do today? Answer honestly, then act. There is one final, often neglected requirement: ethics. Power without purpose corrodes. The aim is not to manipulate for selfish gain, but to become someone whose absence would be damaging because you add real, measurable value. When you build scarcity, competence, emotional mastery, and narrative integrity, you will be sought not because you intimidate, but because you are invaluable. You are not asking others to fear you. You are earning a position in their world that commands protection. They will defend your place because losing you would cost them too much. Now act. Identify one relationship or role where you feel replaceable. Choose 2 rules from this script to apply immediately. Commit to 30 days of consistent, disciplined practice. Measure the change in how people respond. If you do this, you will not return to being ordinary. This is a challenge, not a promise. Power is created through repeated deliberate choices. Begin today and cultivate the habits that make you rare. Make people fear losing you by becoming someone they cannot imagine living without. You know what to do. Start now.